Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. It's September, and for September, for the MCU Sundays afternoons game, I am running Impulse Drive, a game from Adrian Toon. It is a Powered by the Apocalypse game inspired by media like Farscape and Star Wars and also Guardians of the Galaxy. So why not use Impulse Drive to run a Guardians of the Galaxy game set firmly in the MCU Marvel Cinematic Universe? It's a work of parody or satire. We make no money whatsoever from the participation of playing this game. Please, Disney, don't sue us. But this is the idea picking up after Volume 3 of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, where our characters are an auxiliary team because the Guardians of the Galaxy went through a whole lot of change at the end of Volume 3. And while there was a team that was mentioned at the very end, and they did go off and fight a bunch of space cattle creatures, they probably need some help, and that will be you guys. In our first session of this 3-session game, the Lady Guinevere, the ship that you're all on, it is a Vanguard. She is a bit dirty. She's also a prototype, has a sound of a soft murmuring as you travel through space. You guys came out of your slip drive or your hyperdrive. It's your hashtag not light speed, even though Disney owns properties, so maybe we can get away with it. Because you were responding to a distress call, which came from a Shi'ar ship, and the Shi'ar ship was asking for help. They had been attacked. You guys went to the ship. It was uh, uh, in rough shape. You did a bit of flying through space to land on the ship, came aboard, found the survivors of the attack were all aboard the bridge, which is the head of the Warbird itself, near the cockpit area front of it. However, while heading to the bridge, Sir Balin got a very weird feeling, like a tummy upset, and realized that magic was happening. After a bit of research and investigation while trying to help people out who had received injuries, you were told that a member of the crew, the ranking official who was bedridden and injured, that you were told she's the person who's ostensibly in charge. However, uh, who was it that discovered that she was a dire wraith in disguise? I can't remember who actually made the discovery. No one can remember. We'll just say that it was discovered.
I
That,
thought that was Sir Balin's magic
yeah.
sensors.
Ah, perfect.
Yes.
Because it is sorceress intent that she has. Good. That's right. You made the cool. We engaged with the awesome move of us going keeping. What was it? Looking into the abyss? Oh shoot! What is that one called? The abyss stares back, assaulted into the abyss. When you stare unblinkingly into the abyss, and you were seeking out that information. That's how you found it out. Sorry for that stutter step there. Cool. With all of that bit of preamble, we pick up with in the middle of action yet again. So I ask, Julio or Bug, which of the two of you accused the dire wraith? Did I write her name down? I don't think I did. I know I spoke it. That's a criminal. All right, we'll
I
give her.
remember a death cry, maybe, but that was
Oh,
the
Deathcry's the one
not. Yeah,
who's hitting on Edgar
yes.
Pristine, the dangerous lady. That is a bummer. All right, we're gonna call her Commander Rayla. Commander Rayla, which of the two of you accused Commander Rayla of being an imposter?
I think Bug did. So Bug, as soon as, Balin said, don't look now, but that one over there, is, a shape changer and isn't who they say they are. I was like, that one? And I go running over to the injured one that's down on the floor, like threatening it with my
Nice.
spear thing, I guess.
I
Yeah.
love your spear thing. That's a great thing for threatening others too. It's perfect. So this is the MCU. Of course, I think we had a bit of a side conversation about Dire Wraiths and how they have a different appearance when they came out, when ROM's rights were handled by someone else. But we are going with the Dire Wraiths from the more ancient style. So she raises up and her skin shifts into a purple cloak. She has these glowing yellow eyes and immediately starts to attack you guys. Meanwhile, Edgar, you were chatting with Deathcry as she kind of sidles up to you and has an arm around your shoulder and is scratching your chest and making whispering sweet nothings in your ear and playfully asking if you wanted to go find some time in the conference room where nobody else is. Uh, so that's what Edgar's been distracted with before the attack of this dire wraith. Sir Balin, you receive a communication from none other than our aforementioned Halavar. That's a totally awesome pick for Halavar, by the way. Good work. Halavar, as he says, Sir Balin, there are creatures attacking our ship. They're boarding and they're shifting through the very walls. And you hear blasters in the background. They don't sound at all like Star Wars blasters. They're MCU blasters, guys. Yes, that is what Sir Balin, what you are told as we begin this foray into the Guardians Auxiliary. So let's start off. I think when the dire wraith shifts up into its purple cloaked, yellow eyed form, I'm curious, Julio, what do you do? Being the warhorse, I think you were a little prepared for this.
Now, is as the wraith is kind of coming up and changing the form, is that message from the other ship coming in at the exact same time, or is
Yes,
this
it is. It is the same time, as if a coordinated attack.
a coordinated attack? I proclaim. I think the greater fight is outside. Our crew, our very conveyance is in danger. I think and as one person who does not need to go through decompression or anything.
Mm-hmm. You're always decompressed.
Yes. I think I would be just, allies, I leave this battle to you. And I think a little tiny ejection thing just shoots out like a little wine glass, just goes out the side of the kind of head as I like discard it because it's
It like slams.
Yeah,
it
it's
shows
very
the
tiny
wall.
glass.
It's like...
and I possibly just pull open the airlock thing and straight through.
Oh, it sounds awesome. I love it. So you are engaging thrusters and flying back to Lady
Possibly
Guinevere.
unflinchingly towards a goal.
Oh, is that a move? Are you engaging a move here?
I have a move. I have two moves. I'm going to use one of the moves.
Ooh. To an immediate danger or hazard that others cower from, discharge this move and roll with stalwart. That sounds amazing. Let's hit it. We're hitting mechanics right off the bat. I love it. Hit that mechanism.
I will. I didn't look up what my actual stalwart is.
Don't worry. It is a total of 2.
2.
I need to make this font for the stats number higher. I will do that now while you are.
I'm glad I have 2 because I got a 7.
Oh, wait. Did you roll a 5? You got a 7? Oh, with the +2. Okay, I was just curious. With the +2, you just barely made it. So that's a hit, a palpable hit. So let's check what happens on a mixed result with Juggernaut. A 7 to 9 weariness creeps in at the edges. Mark one stress and choose one. If you take harm, take -1 harm. You uncover a clear path for an ally. They have advantage going forward, or you unquestionably reach your goal. What do you choose?
It's going to be one of the bottom two. I think I'm unquestionably
Seems
reach my
appropriate.
goal.
I'm not entirely sure if any of your stalwart companions were joining you, so I think that is the best. What's a particular barrier that between you and getting inside Lady Guinevere that we see Julio being an unstoppable juggernaut, not the juggernaut, because this is MCU and he's different. Uh, is it an
Vinny Jones.
asteroid? Are there?
Sorry. um, um, I think. I mean, you said they're coming through the walls, but I mean, at
Mhm.
least the thinnest part is probably going to be through an airlock, and so I'm coming. I have to push through whatever encroaching force is coming into the ship.
Ooh,
They're kind of
cool.
it's like clogging the entrance.
Oh, nice. So it is other of these dire wraiths. They're just like slipping through, but magically transporting themselves into the ship. So maybe there's one that is coming inside the airlock, and you put them down so that you can arrive in the middle of the tumult. The great warrior that you are. Sounds awesome.
Firing off. I mean, I says it's got an assault rifle. I imagine it's like laser blasty thing, but
Nice. That's an assault rifle
it's
for
in
our
space. We don't
purposes.
want like actual ammunition that's going to cut through bulkheads.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's good. I
yeah.
like it. Let's shift back to Edgar. Uh, yeah, Deathcry was distracting you. She didn't realize that she was pulling you off your game. But then Bug makes his J'accuse moment, and you notice that what was a Shi'ar commander is now a dire wraith. What do you wish to do?
Um, well, I think I'll just pull my shotgun off my back and take a shot at it.
Nice.
It's,
That
it's,
sounds
it's not that
fantastic.
complicated.
It's true. You're entering into a firefight. You open yourself to danger and exchange violence with an enemy. Roll with volatile. Your volatile is 0. This is not your expertise.
It's a 7.
A 7 on a 7 with firefight. You exchange harm and choose one. Discharge your weapon with the discharge tag and heal and deal double its harm. Take evasive action and suffer -1 harm. Hold a position or halt in advance. Make it advance or show or force your enemy out of cover. Impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy. Or you can disengage and take a moment to recover. Doesn't make sense to recover, but are any of the others?
Um, well, the shotgun does have the discharge tag.
Yeah, you would do
So
6 harm. Crap.
sure, that sounds good.
Okay, that does mean that you then have to dramatically do like a chuck motion during a recover phase to reload or take off the tick for discharge. But that is a terrifying amount of damage.
Yep. Yeah,
Man,
shotgun is also skirmish and messy. I don't know. Messy, I
yeah.
understand. Skirmish, I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. I will.
That's from what it seems like the range
Oh, okay,
when he's
Yes, that does sound
up
familiar.
close combat.
gotcha.
Skirmish is hand-to-hand combat. Yep, there you go. Perfect. Cramped, chaotic exchange of physical blows and small arms fire. Thank you very much for that help, Alex. I think what we see is that the creature was reaching a hand out towards Sir Balin. Sir Balin in armor. We don't know what kind of expression is on his face. And you blow the arm completely off, and there's like this green goo that splats along the wall, not far from where the little wine glass had hit. And the dire wraith howls in pain and anger. And I'm curious, Bug, you're the accuser. And you're right. What do you do now?
So I think what I do is I point out basically I jump back as the blast goes off, and I said, we can only destroy the interloper if we work together. And I'm talking to the rest of the crew to get them to attack and cause at least a distraction, if not an outright pin the person to the ground so we can question them.
Ooh, that's interesting. That is fantastic. Let's see if you can pull that off. So it sounds like you're trying to. Did you have a playbook move you were engaging?
I do not. I think I'm trying to manipulate.
I think so too. So when you manipulate, you roll plus slick.
Yeah. You roll that.
You have a 2 slick. You're actually doing a thing you're quite good at. Oh, the dice did not agree with this action.
That's right. That's Snake Eyes.
So the good news is it's XP on a miss. So go ahead and mark an XP. The bad news is that the dire wraith, she and Balin, you know exactly what this is. She like summons this glowing energy, yellow energy like her eyes. And several of the Shi'ar crew members now see you as the attacker, Bug, not her. And they are turning their Shi'ar weapons on you and attacking you. Please take 2 harm. Oh, do you have any armor? It would affect this.
I don't think I have any armor.
I don't see any armor there either. So yeah, you take. Oh no, sorry, you marked stress, but you're actually taking harm. So you're going to go from
Thank you.
just a scratch to I'm rattled. So you're shaken and shocked. You have disadvantage ongoing to any slick or calculating rolls. Can be healed by choosing to shrug it off when you roll recover or when a scene ends. Cool?
Yeah.
All right. Now let us see Sir Balin, as you just witnessed a dire wraith that you discovered, fully unveiling her power. She's weakened. She's lost an arm, but still she seems to be one of the more powerful dire wraiths of this invading force, and a definite threat to you. What do you wish to do?
Aha! Well done, Sir Edgar! That's the way to show them! Now I will wade in and destroy this changeling. Sir Balin has drawn his sword. Actually, I think I already had my sword drawn. Once more, and was just running full tilt, sword drawn, gonna slash this thing in half. I hope, maybe. We'll find out.
Okay. Well, let's see how this goes. It sounds like you are also engaging in firefight because I don't think that you are attacking a target that can't shoot back. And firefight covers not only shooting with weapons, but also up close or skirmish level damage.
Now, I would be doing this to protect the weak. These poor
Unfortunate
hurt
souls.
people, poor unfortunate souls. It is Disney, right? These poor unfortunate souls around me. So I do get advantage.
Ooh. You think yeah, I love that. Yes, according to your code, is that what you're doing? You're knightly
I
here?
am protecting the weak from this dangerous changeling. I can even say that as I run forward.
That sounds amazing. So please roll 3d6, keep the best 2, plus 1 for a volatile.
All right. Yo, so that is a 6. Bummer.
Are there helping rules?
There are, but
engaged
what the
that
help would do
before.
is, yeah. So the way that the helping roll works is that someone would lean on you and give them advantage going forward. Also, he already rolled with advantage, and there's no such thing as double advantage. Oh, did Edgar take some harm? That is a great question because you should swap harm. Yeah, I think what oh, I think she just would have flung a spell of some kind against you.
Not in the face.
Not in the face. That is exactly where she goes. Right for your face. She just ignores your very humble request for not getting shot in the face and shoots you in the face. I think that would be armor piercing because it is magic, and it would be also 2. So you will fall to.
Don't have any armor, so.
Okay, well, great, even better. Why have armor? Everything's armor piercing. Just run around naked. It's fine. Cool. So you are also rattled from that. And thank you for the reminder. It was supposed to be swap harm, and I did not have the swap. Cool. So Balin, that appears to be a failure. And I think I'm going to push on your vampiric nature.
Oh dear.
As part of the failure. You rush forward. And oh yeah. Here's what it is. So one of the Shi'ar moves in the way, and you shove them to the ground and impale this dire wraith. And you hear her blood curdling scream. I can't remember what they were, but the weird creatures in the movie Krull, when they did that gurgling sound, the high-pitched shriek gurgling sound, some sound engineer finds that and like remasters it, and it sounds super dope, and a bunch of people on a forum freak out about it. However, the hard move part of this miss is that that Shi'ar falls to the ground, is helpless and bleeding, and it stokes your eternal hunger. So much so that we see rip off your helmet. Your fangs are bared, and you are revealed amongst all these Shi'ar who are a bit stymied because the person who ensorcelled them is dead. And you stand in the place where they were, and you're tempted to feed upon this Shi'ar soldier who tried to protect the diary, thinking it was their commander. And I'm going to give you disadvantage in resisting the temptation to feed. Does that seem fair?
Oh dear. Do I resist with keep your cool?
That seems appropriate to me.
Okay. Oh boy. What did I take for stalwart?
That would be a big fat
0.
goose egg.
Yeah, nice.
At least it's not a -1.
Okay, I'm rolling 3d6 again, I suppose. So yeah. Fangs bared. That's terrible. We're saving them.
That is a 3 and a 1. Yeah, that disadvantage is pretty nasty. Yeah. So Sir Bailey, you don't kill them immediately, but you must slake your thirst. So you bend. The good news is, if you had any stress, you would recover stress as you feed from this member of the Shi'ar.
Actually.
Oh, there you go. See, it's all good. Did you also get to mark XP for another failure? You're going to level up.
Bonus XP over the interim. Is that what this is?
Do what?
Do we get bonus XP from the interim? I don't remember having 4 XP before this.
Oh,
I think we got that at the end of the last game.
Yeah, there are questions to answer at
that's
the
it.
end,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's where it came from.
All right.
Yeah, I think you had to go or something as someone. Anyway, it's yes, those are legit. Those are question based XP at the end of the session around hooks and stuff like that. So you are now ready to key up a level up, which could be, I don't know, Vampiric Lord. Who knows what it is? Sweet. So the Die Wraith is down and she's dead. Sir Balin is now the threat, and probably we'll see is feeding on a Shi'ar person who is lost in the kiss, enjoying it for a moment with their weird Shi'ar hair, which looks like a big triangle. I don't know if you guys have seen Shi'ar, but it's quite amusing. It looks better on comics, and just the idea of a hairdresser giving that hair for an MCU project that makes me very happy, and I will hope to see that someday. Let's cut on to the Lady Guinevere. Julio Bandex, you have boarded the ship. You see that there are dire wraiths attacking your party, like the crew of the Lady Guinevere, firing blasters, and some of them are passing through dire wraiths. Others, if the dire wraith is hit, it seems to only cause them a light amount of damage. They seem to have these sorceress shields around them. They are quickly heading towards the bridge to take over the ship. What do you do?
I mean, I'm fighting my way through. I'm more focused on getting to the bridge than I am in the taking them down, because I'm not an idiot. I see the futility of weapons, but at least it seems to be momentarily kind of. They don't seem to be enjoying being shot at.
No, not at all.
So I don't know.
I think you're trying to act quick because you're trying to negotiate through danger towards a goal.
Yes.
All right. Act quick rolls with slick.
Oh.
Yes. Your slick is 0.
Slick is 0? Okay. So I'm kind of shooting off blasts, but it's more like just like to kind of make them phase.
Yeah, that's what they do. They kind of do that weird phasing thing, and then you can pass by them or through them.
Yeah.
That's bold. I love it.
So have at the foul ghouls.
Oh,
I got an 8.
Okay, on an 8 with act quick, you do it, but choose one. You're off balance or rush. You have disadvantage going forward, which means on your very next roll. You've left something behind. The SM, that's the Space Master. That's what I get to call myself. The SM will tell you what you've left behind. Or you're pushed to your limits with the effort, and you suffer 1 stress.
Now, the gist of the stress, like as it builds up.
Yes. So as stress builds up, it is not physical harm, but it is the stress of all of the things pushing yourself to the very limit. What happens when you completely fill your stress box is that if you look down starting at row 61 of the character keeper, there's a list of calamities. You may choose any of the calamities that you wish. So really the order of these things is up to you. The calamities are inspired by the game Night Witches, and some of them are actually good. Like, oh, a calamity happens and something super awesome happens. Some of them are kind of terrible. And that can be painful and awful. And then at the end, the one that people usually choose when they filled up all other calamities, there is this is your off ramp from the story, which is the now or soon calamity at the bottom.
I'm going to push my limits with the effort and suffer 1 stress, because I would like to trigger one of those things at some point in the future.
I will do my best to give you opportunities to mark more stress, because I am with you.
Another stress.
Beautiful. You are fighting your way to the Lady Guinevere's bridge, and you act quick. And even though we, for a moment, look inside and we see Julio's getting a little stressed inside Julio's encounter suit, what does Julio getting stressed look like?
Well, he's like, I think occasionally he's having to lick his eyes to kind of keep them moist, because Big Tongue goes and like maybe a little bit too much, so he has to shake that off. His hands just dancing across the buttons and things, adjusting sliders and stuff. On the outside, it's a combination of like the legs kind of running in a normal running motion, hands pushing against the bulkheads, but also little retro thrusters are on the head, guiding the motion. So like it's more being led by the head. That's the guiding thrust, even though the legs are kind of your hands and stuff. And you know, wraiths are getting blasted and just phasing out of existence for a second, just as I kind of impact them. So I go through, and I'm taking that into account. So I'm not putting any. I'm not slowing down at all. And yeah, I'm
excellent. So I recall that we had at the initial first session declared that Bug was your primary pilot. Is that correct? Bug, who is your backup pilot that is currently trying to fight off a dire wraith that is trying to wrest control of the ship away from them?
This is see. This is a younger person named Golden Montio. He acts as if he acts very royal. It turns out he's like the nephew of, a prince back where I come from. But I'm gonna find a picture. He acts a little haughty. He still has things to learn. He's still figuring things out. Is that good?
Cool. That's awesome. Golden Montio is I'll never give this bridge to you, foul creature. And that is what you hear, Julio, when you come aboard the bridge. And it's MCU. I really don't want to picture a Star Trek bridge. So what is a configuration of this bridge that is absolutely 100% not a Star Trek bridge? Yeah, what do you think?
Okay, well,
You have
I think
ideas?
it doesn't have that kind of widescreen presentation thing. It is like pilot at the front, like navigator behind. It's like in rows.
Oh,
It's like
nice.
a long, thin.
Yeah, similar like on the Milano
Yeah.
in Guardians of the Galaxy, where they're tied in. I like that. Thank you. Cool. Thank you for saving us from Star Trek tropes.
I'd be leaping over one of the chairs to get to the pilots.
Nice. Nice. And we notice that there's another member of the crew who's lying face down. We never knew their story. They were just they were just a random extra who happened to know a person on the crew, and they got to be in this one thing as a dead body. Cool. Let's cut away from Julio. Edgar, Bug, Sir Balin is feeding on a member of the crew, and the Shi'ar are not taking it well. Yes?
He's drawing the wraith poison out of them.
That's what you're going with? Yeah. I need to hear this. This is so good. I think this is a manipulation. What do you think? Does that feel right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Unless you're a con artist. Ooh, con artist.
Is con artist? Yeah, it's that move and the basic move are pretty similar. I don't know.
They're similar, but the results are different. Not radically different, but a little different. Let's see.
Yeah, I guess con artist I think fits.
Let's do it.
So let's do that. And then I'm rattled, so is that disadvantage?
I think it is. So I'm rattled says
yes.
Slick or calculating. So disadvantage. Oh my. Rough. Do you want to call on any help before you dive into this? Because if you get advantage when you have disadvantage, it cancels out and you just roll flat. Well, not flat. You'd still roll plus Slick.
Would you like advantage? Or I'm sorry, would you like some help?
I'm okay either way.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I think what I'm going to do is as soon as I see Sir Balin feeding on them, I'm going to physically attack him, like try and use my staff to strike him and separate him and the soldier he's feeding on. And I think this is enough of a distraction that that you can talk to the other Shintar. Yeah,
Shiar.
Shiar.
I'm kind of getting all their attention while you like knock him off of them, and then by the time they look back, it's like, yep, he's done. All good. Everyone's good now. We're all good and we're all friends.
Okay, cool. So you will need to roll Lean on Me, Bug. And Lean on Me is rolled with Stalwart.
Okay. My stalwart is 0.
Yeah. You're not the most stalwart of foes.
I got an 8.
Ooh, okay. On a 7 to 9 with Lean on Me, you can choose one, which the one is giving advantage.
Perfect.
Good. All right. So we have reached that moment where you are now rolling flat. Lucky you. Rolling plus slick. Your slick is 2, and engaging the con artist move. Good luck.
12.
Wow! That is fantabulous. With
It's not a
con
lie
artist.
if you believe it yourself, you know.
Your deception is masterful. You get to hold 2. As you act out or maintain your deception, you spend hold 1 for 1 on the following. Something small escapes their notice. Suspicion or blame is shifted away from you. Which of those do you want to hit first?
Yeah, I mean we're shifting the blame from me and my crew to the wraiths and their evil magic, their evil mind control.
What happened?
Yeah. I think that will pull Sir Balin. You're able to slake your thirst, but how is it? What is it that you hold on to keep from draining this Shiar? Oh, is it a male or female Shiar you think you were feeding from?
Male, that's fine. I think, can I take 1 harm from Bug? Is that
Ooh. Yeah. Sure.
Sir Bug. Oh, so kind of you. Where are we?
We've had this discussion before. Your hunger will cause us trouble. Look good in front of the rest of the crew. And I reach over to grab the soldier that had been fed upon and see if there's anything I can do to help.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, you can. I guess it would be is a cream. Or we could just say it's a thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna necessarily, unless you wanted to move that to a roll. I think you can work to apply some space medicine to their wound on their neck. They are dazed.
My intention is to at least appear to be helping and to pull that soldier off to the side so that they're not in the line of everyone else talking. Right.
So they don't give away that you guys are fibbing a little bit about your benevolence. That sounds great and smart.
You know, we don't have time to really dwell on exactly what happened there. There's urgent matters. Our ship is under attack. Can we maneuver this ship over to dock with ours so we can join in that fight?
Are you willing to spend your second hold here?
Sure.
Cool. Then you don't exactly take over the ship, but they are inclined to give aid to those who tried to give aid to them just moments before, and the warbird will be turning around. She's still in rough shape. If you remember, the engines were pretty fragged. They were working on, like, they can't jump to hyperspace, but they can angle around in this asteroid field and try to head back so that you guys can aid the rest of your crew. We cut back to Julio, who had leapt over the navigator's chair to engage with the pilot and try to save them from a dire wraith. I think that is again firefight, unless you had a specific move you're engaging from your playbook.
I'm having a little look to see if there's a rescuing people type. I don't think there is. And I don't have anything specific. So I think we are firefight.
Firefight it is. Roll plus volatile, which for you is a 0.
So yeah, I'm point blank. I'm shooting with a blast. I'm trying to. I was going to say, taking into account where the pilot is. So when this blast probably phases through, it does not hit the pilot, but dice rolls may have
they may not agree with your intent.
Changed my strategy. I mean, it's a skirmish. Things are very fast paced. Pilots move when they shouldn't have moved.
All of these things are true. I hope the things work out. Here we go. Oh my.
No, I rolled and the dice decided
I
different
see.
things. That's what
Yeah,
I
I
was
do see
getting
that.
at.
Yeah, I see you were narrating again that terrible failure. Please mark XP.
Thank you.
Delightful. Yeah, I think what happens is that you fire several of the blasters. We see like a as it hits the dire wraith the first shot. The second shot is poorly timed and the dire wraith phases and the laser goes through and hits the pilot. And he screams out in pain, dramatically grabbing the wound, looking at you with accusatory eyes. And I think that is that you're going to take a couple of stress for that.
Oh, 2 stress.
2 stress for. You may have killed the pilot. We're not sure yet. Does not appear that there's a move for dramatically saving them here, and so maybe he's meant to die. And the dire wraith is now phased through and passes through the floor and dissipates.
Just a quick question. Have we established all the parts of the ship that we get to establish?
We have not.
Well, man, you're not dying today. To the med bay.
Excellent.
Assume.
Yeah, there's got to be a med bay. In fact, I think there are on Creation 3 tab installed modules for the Vanguard. And if you guys choose to, barracks, redundant systems, shielding, lasers, missiles, plasma cannon, railgun, overcharge, stealth systems, targeting computer, sensory array, astro lab, auto dock surgery, armory, research lab.
Did you say something about a surgery?
Yeah, an auto dock. So if you guys choose to grab that, and it sounds like you are, we can move that into the ship. Because we determined we were only going to add modules as they were needed. It was a quantum ship in a way. So I will move that there.
So there is one thing before I rescue this poor pilot, this poor Asgardian. Is the Asgardian the one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my gun is a serious gun. These wraiths are trying to take over go for the cockpits. Is there a lock on the pilot's controls?
Ooh, nice.
And if not, I have
I think there's. What's your alternative? Because I'm thinking maybe there isn't a lock on the control. That's why you have people standing there doing it.
Asgardian over shoulder, 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot on the actual controls, point blank assault rifle to the controls. You will not take this ship and not take this man and then I start my repeat run of panic through the ship. But this time with an Asgardian over one shoulder.
That sounds amazing.
And yeah.
Cool. All right, you're
But now
headed
they
to.
can't steal the ship.
They can't steal the ship. That's true. That is a thing that they cannot do with that
And some
concept.
people said that you can't solve everything with violence. Somebody's got that on their hooks, so I'm proving you wrong.
So good. So good.
Are you?
Bug, are you piloting the Shi'ar ship back to the Warbird, back to Lady Guinevere?
I'm not. I am either going to I'm either going to roll the recover move,
Mhm.
right, to get rid of my disadvantage.
Oh, yes, that
Yeah.
would be wise.
Yeah, let's see if I can do that.
Oh, just so we're clear, it was disadvantage going forward. I think it's just the next roll. Or no, maybe you're right, because you are supposed to use recover. You're right,
Yeah.
it's going forward. So let's have you do it.
Yeah, so I've got a little bit of a break. I'm going to see if I can recover. And my stalwart is 0. And I got a 7.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, choose 2, but your enemy gets a chance to get in better position or prepare themselves. Okay.
No one is knocked out, so I don't need to heal that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to heal my I'm rattled. And I think you hack remote spy. Okay. Would it be okay? So what I just did was I took it I leveled up. I took a move that's micro drones. I'm going to
Are they micro machines though?
Yes.
Okay.
They're they're little fly looking things. Yeah,
Okay,
tiny,
good.
tiny
Good.
little things.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
I have to discharge the move, and in order to do it, so I'll take my second recover to undischarge that move. And whenever I get a chance, I'll roll the micro drones move so that they can spy on stuff over in the ship.
Nice. That
Yeah.
sounds awesome.
Just let me know whenever it's a good time to do that.
Okay. So I'd love to see Edgar and Sir Balin after Sir Balin has recovered and Edgar covered for him and his little slip of being a terrifying vampire.
You all right there?
What happened?
You seem to lose your control a little bit there. Let's we're just blaming it on the wraiths.
I was back in England for a moment.
Where?
Back in England. Oh dear, what have I done?
I mean, don't worry about it. Like I said, wraiths they kind of get in everybody's head.
We're on our way back to the ship.
Yeah, we're heading over. They're gonna need our help.
Need our help. What's going on? Because I had missed.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Can I try to? Do we have communicators? Can I try to say like Julio, like what's going on?
Yeah. Communicate with Julio for sure. You just have to point your ear like every Avengers movie.
I mean, do we all get back his static because Julio shot the bridge computer?
I don't know. What do you think I think it's interesting to have characters talk. So I'd like to have Julio's personal comms work fine. The ship comms are a little fragged.
Everything is under control. I just have to get to the med bay, med robot, patch up. What's his face? The pilot? You know him, Asgardian fellow. And then there's a few raids I have to repel, but quick reload, back at it.
Yeah, we're heading over. We'll
Take your time. No
Don't-
rush.
don't feel the need to save any for us, but
There's
we're on
definitely
our way.
exertion in his voice, and,
I'm even,
and that
I'm even
noticeable
more
that
concerned
sound
now,
of
Edgar.
the tongue, the tongue, which you know is him.
He's drinking
getting stressed.
again.
Oh, it's
Bud,
either
can
the
this go
eye
faster?
licking or the drinking. That sound is one of those.
Oh, eye licking or drinking. Yes, they're both equally weird.
Bug, can the ship go faster?
Do I have time to try to recover now?
Yes, you do.
Okay, do that too. No, that's a 6. Is that it?
Oh my! What happens on a failed recover? Is it all built in, or is it just MC Space Master move? I think it is Space Master move.
So as I start to try to patch my face and reload my shotgun, something interrupts me.
Yeah, I think what happens is that the engine's cut out on the Shi'ar ship. She was in rough shape all along. That's why they had called for help. And she gives up the ghost. The warbird is inert, floating in space. Someone will have to get out and push, or something else. Up to you. But definitely not flying there heroically. Other things will have to be done. And I think it was one of the NPC Shi'ar, right? They were one of the Shi'ar crew had taken over and was trying to fly her to help and give you guys aid. And we're dead in space. And Warbird, not Warbird, Deathbird. Sorry, there's a lot of birds and the Shi'ar confuse me. So Deathcry, she will say, all right, we're gonna have to suit up and fly. That's all there is to it. Grab the wounded, and she starts yelling at the various Shi'ar to grab wounded and start trying to get vac suits on them so that everyone can abandon the ship. And hey, it turns out that was it the Lady Guinevere following? So if Julio destroyed the controls, it would keep going forward towards the ship that is now no longer propelling forward, but just okay. Yeah.
Everything comes together.
It all seems like a good idea now. Space Master move. Yes. Yes. So that is a thing that happens. Sir Balin, everyone is trying to make their way in hopes that they can catch up to your ship. Everyone being the Shi'ar. What are you doing?
I have put my helmet back on.
Oh, that's good. They
yes.
prefer you with the helmet on.
Yes. And I'm preparing myself to, jump through the vacuum of space. And probably helping the other wounded Shi'ar into their spacesuits.
Cool. I like that. Good. So Edgar's failed recovery roll is just too stressful. You can't quite recover. And now Deathcry is like shoved you over. Help that one out. Yes. And we'll get frisky later. She promises, not that you agreed to it, but evidently she assumes that you will. And we cut back to Julio. Julio, Bandex the 7th, you have successfully made your way to the auto dock. Let's engage the auto dock because it just happens, right? So we discharge. So the upgrade is taken. It actually doesn't have a discharge. That's just you click it if you've taken that as one of your upgrades, which we did. So unsympathetic, rough surgery in auto dock. What's a couple things that we notice is the Asgardian is going through uncomplicated, rough surgery for the laser blast wound that that the dire wraith caused to him.
I mean, I got to describe the cockpit.
Oh, that's true. You
before
did get to
destroying it,
describe the
does anyone
cockpit.
else
So,
have- what horror do I see?
what horror do you see? I think it's cauterizing of wounds kind of horror. We cut away, but we hear the laser and the Asgardian. Ah, ye gods, that burns.
Yeah, there's there's flashing light against the cockpit of my thing, and like, ugh.
Licking your eyes a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds amazing.
And I definitely want to catch my breath
Oh,
and / reload my assault rifle because
let's see how recover works for you, and if you can do both things at once.
I'm assuming since I got into a firefight with my assault rifle, it discharged.
Well, that's a good question. The discharge is your choice. So blaster rifles just work, but then you do have the ability to discharge
Double
it
its
for
harm.
more,
Okay.
yeah, to double the harm. So
okay.
I don't think you need to recover that, but it might be good for you to can you recover stress with that? I don't
No.
no. Oh, your sport brings some relief. They may clear one stress. You can't. Yeah, I don't think Lean on Me is going to work for you, buddy. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, yeah. I think instead you watch that bit of horror, and I think there are dire wraiths that are coming into the auto dock, into the med bay, and you may have to defend him, the pilot, until the auto dock is done. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, I was. Is there a defending? We didn't find one, did we? So this is maybe some sort of.
I think it's more
keeping my cool.
Yeah, you're attempting to keep your cool under pressure, enduring hardship as you're fighting off and trying to keep your crewmates safe. Let's see how that
I think
goes.
I got 2 on stalwart.
You do. You're very stalwart. This is what you were made for.
So as I'm like pressed up against the machine, I can feel the heat of whatever cauterizing is going on against even through the hull of my cockpit, and firing off blasts and over the comms. Like, I may have been slightly hasty on not needing any assistance. We are currently down momentarily, 1 crew member. They'll be back up in a moment, but if you could, with haste, arrive, and my stalwart came in handy again with just getting me to a 7.
Thank goodness. So on a 7 to 9, you do it, but choose one. You have disadvantage going forward. Suffer 1 stress. You give up something, leave something behind, or take something with you. The Space Master will say what?
I want to work that brain of the Space Master.
Okay. So you are choosing the third option. You give up something, leave something behind, or take something with you. Oh, I like the idea of you giving up something because it's part of heroism, right? I will give you a choice. Either the dire wraiths have sufficiently torn into your body armor that you have lost your body armor until it can be repaired, or your assault rifle loses its power and is no longer functional, or one of the dire wraiths takes your mercenary license away from you permanently, and you'll have to go through and get a new mercy. You'll have to apply for a whole new one.
I think I think I'm going to have to eject out my suit for. Well, out of my ship.
Oh, right. Of your ship, your encounter ship. Yes. The Merc DMV. Yes, that's exactly where you'd have to go. I would give up my ship before going back to the Merc DMV myself. I think you've made the correct choice here. Yeah. Are you in like a little UFO kind of in a hamster ball? What are you literally out and running around as a little guy? What is that like when you eject from
I'm
a
in
ship?
a little spacesuit. I've it's I think with my spacesuits, which isn't counted as armor, but I think I'm as powerful as a normal person, but not like. So I'm going to be like shooting out this little atmosphere thing as I just out of the thing as the suit oh,
Do you
slumps.
allow the suit to engage in self-destruct mode or not?
Dear God, no.
Okay. All right. There is a level of destruction that Julio will say, no, that's too much.
In fact, I think I engage the forward thrusts on the cockpit, from the cockpit, and then eject out the back. So the thing goes forward, not like at the same speed that it's going to burst through a bulkhead, but enough to kind of jostle these wraiths that are attacking, and now the best part of Valor is hiding. Because I don't have an assault rifle, or I do, but it's way too big.
It's way too big. Awesome. So as Sir Balin, Edgar, Pristine, and Bug, the three of you are helping the Shi'ar suit up so that you can spacewalk out. It is the moment of Lady Guinevere bumping into your ship. Everyone gets thrown, a little bit clear. We shaky cam for a moment there. Yes, it's perfect. Keep making Star Wars jokes or Star Trek jokes. I gotta stop. Okay, here we go. And that is when you guys realize that Lady Guinevere is like mashed up against you guys and is pushing you forward. You see, there are a number of large asteroids kind of rotating. Clever eyes point out that one of the asteroids is actually a potato, but it's off to the side. And you're getting shoved towards the asteroids. In moments, disaster will happen. Bug, what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm going to engage my micro machines, my micro drones. So let me roll that and see what happens. I get a hold regardless, but it could be super bad. So let's see. That is a 6. So with the 6, I hold 2, but I can't recharge the move until I get back to my supplies.
Okay. Man, you guys, these dice rollers love you and want you to have all the XP.
So with my hold, so I have 2 hold, you can remotely hack into a nearby isolated computer system you can't reach. You can remotely spy on nearby location you can't physically reach, or it can allow me to quickly map out hidden routes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in all the spacesuit heads up that the Shi'ar and the rest of the Guardians have, I'm going to note the dire wraith locations so that they can map out where they are and get to them fairly quickly. This is from the internal sensors on the Guinevere.
Okay.
How does that sound?
That sounds amazing.
That sound like
so yeah, you guys mark where the dire wraiths who are not posing as anyone else. Golden Mantio, by the way, who is not an Asgardian. I think I joked that it was Halavar who gotten wounded. It was Golden Mantio that Julio has been protecting. Sorry for that mess up. But that is awesome. So you mark all of the dire wraiths, effectively paint them so that they can be seen by others, correct?
Right, and the idea is that they could potentially set up what's the right word? Ambushes for them where they wouldn't expect it.
Nice.
So that's one hold. The other hold, I think I'm going to engage the navigation computer, because the controls are, shot all to hell. But I can engage the navigation for what is it? Auto avoidance mode.
Mm-hmm.
So it would, once people have boarded from the Shi'ar ship, it can back away from the ship, it can back away from the asteroids and maintain a safe distance.
Okay.
And does the ship have moves?
Does the ship have moves? Oh my goodness. The ship has some moves. Then and also you can engage basic moves while utilizing the ship. The ship's moves are the hyperdrive, and you have stealth systems. Everything else. Mm.
Would there be anything that would be like the auto avoidance that I just mentioned that I would need to roll? Like trying to avoid the asteroids and all that kind of stuff.
I think using your instincts or reflexes to help the ship to avoid danger is acting quick.
Oh, okay. Okay. So let me
You'll be
see
rolling
about
plus slick, which, if I recall, you are not. Yeah, you're
I am
very
good at.
good at slick.
Let's roll and see. That is a 12.
Feast and then famine. But feast is what the order of the day is with you piloting. So is the desire for Lady Guinevere to push the Shi'ar warbird out of the way and thereby also being out of the way of slamming into the asteroids?
Yes.
Okay.
It's to avoid the asteroids so that they don't damage either of the ships. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. That's awesome. So you engage the micro machines, they go in, and are you seeing them like hook into the wires that would have gone up to the console and piloting the ship that way? Is that what you
Yeah,
think
and
is
in
happening?
fact, I see this swarm actually located on Guinevere. We didn't see it on screen before because I just leveled up, right? So it was in the bay, and Guinevere, all of a sudden, these drones, I activate them, they come out, and they actually tap into the wires,
Mm-hmm.
not like, and I think, yeah, as the comic panel kind of zooms in, we see these tiny little flies, and it looks like they're actually biting into the wire, and then we see like the little zeros and ones come across the eye of the little drone mechanical things as they're instructing the wires what to do. Yeah.
That's amazing. Sweet. The Lady Guinevere shoves the warbird, pitching to starboard side and narrowly avoiding the large asteroids and the potato, bursting outside of the asteroid field into relative safety. Everyone holds on inside the warbird bridge, and then Deathcry starts ordering them to go out the door and try to spacewalk their way towards Lady Guinevere. They've got like little jet boots and stuff, so they'll be able to head that way. And Sir Balin, uh, you were in like, are you just in your suit of armor? Is that effectively an encounter suit, vac suit, all that stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. I want that. I'm very glad. I was not trying to talk you out of it at all.
Yeah.
I just want the image of like shining knight in armor just floating through space. That freaking is awesome. I love that. What about Bug? Because you came here through space. You guys had to spacewalk. Is it a green like vac suit kind of look, or is it just one of those Star Lord helmets that come over? What does that look like for you?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so I think that actually Bug has antennae. So basically, I think
Mm.
that it's like a mechanized helmet that kind of, slides into place. The antennae are still there, the eyes are still there, and it just attaches to the rest of the suit.
Neat. That's really cool. And what about Edgar? Anything special about a spacesuit for him?
Um, No, I think he's pretty annoyed that they have cooler looking helmets and stuff. He's
They
just,
do. You just have generic.
it might even just be like kind of the bubble, like the glass bubble.
Nice. Nice. You have the worst. That's great. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Sweet. So you guys are traveling back to the ship as Julio is heroically defending who he thought was an Asgardian, but now we realize it's just like a but what kind of species would our pilot, the Royal, be golden?
They look human. I put a picture into the
See that?
NPCs
He looks
tab.
very handsome. I like him.
Yeah. And you know, appears human, is actually from the microverse. Yeah. So
Nice.
near human, not quite human. Yeah.
Cool. Human-esque. Can kiss other humans kind of thing. Okay. Fantastic. We're right at a halfway point. I think this is the perfect point for us to take a break, and then we pick back up. We'll be moving towards like cleaning things up so that you guys can head back to nowhere. So we'll pause here. Okay, we're back after our bio break, and we pick up with a picture of Lady Guinevere heading towards one of those interstitial things of Lady Guinevere. She's limping, like there's a little bit of like a smoke trail or something indicating that she took some damage during the fight, and you are headed towards nowhere. So we see that dead Celestial's head that is the home of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and you guys dock up with it. I'll ask a question of Bug. Help us understand this. Is Lady Guinevere, being a Vanguard ship, is she able to dock somewhere inside, or is this a thing where you guys have to park it beside, or sorry, you dock inside, or do you dock outside and have to cross across through some kind of ventral tube or something? How do you imagine that works? Oh, you're talking on mute, Stephen. Somehow you're still muted.
I must have hit the button on my headphones. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. If you look at the picture of the Guinevere and the character keeper, it looks a little bit segmented. So I think that what happens is that front portion actually detaches, and that's what goes inside of nowhere, leaving the other pieces outside because it's too big to really fit through the port.
That's awesome. And she is segmented. That's wild. I hadn't actually picked that up, but it's like a modular design, maybe even. That's kind of cool. Awesome.
Well, that's why we happen to have a med bay available, is because we happen to segment in the med bay when we needed it. Yep.
Exactly. Great. As you guys are approaching to nowhere, we cut a shot of the cockpit. It's not really a bridge, and across parts of the ship. And we see that there are Shi'ar alongside you. Now, I have a question. We've defined the existence of Halavar, the Asgardian. What does Halavar do? What's his role on the ship? Is he like backup security? Is he? He's not pilot. That's Golden Mantio.
We know
right
that.
now. Okay.
Everyone
Yeah,
knows
we
that.
know that. That's true. Okay, well, we can define that later. As folks get to ideas, feel free to drop it in chat. So we see the ship disengage, just Lady Guinevere's head, and then you guys dock and you're on nowhere. There are other ships inside, but they are, many scales smaller. And the Shi'ar are heading off because they are going to contact their home planet or their empire to get off world. But Deathcry, however, is she's staying near you, Edgar. This is a lovely place. I never imagined the inside of a Celestial's head would be quite so interesting. You live here, Edgar?
Yeah, for now.
I might like a tour.
Yeah, of course.
she'll circle loop her arm in yours and insist on a tour as this feral alien creature is moving amongst. And I'm thinking Nowhere. I don't know if everyone's seen the Christmas episode, which is quite fun. But I'm kind of imagining that. So there's some live music playing from that one punk rock band of aliens. They're playing some music and people are milling about. So Edgar, where is it that you take Deathcry to see like touristy stuff? Do you take her to where you actually live? Do you just take her to Starlin's, the bar?
No, not the bar. A few, just places of interest, and then, someplace with a nice view and
Ooh, nice.
that kind of thing.
Cool. I'm kind of imagining the view that when Gamora and Peter had that one conversation about feelings, you could kind of overlook most of Nowhere there, if I'm remembering that part of, I think it was the first Guardians of the Galaxy, where inside they're having a weird two alien creatures fighting and betting over it, but they were outside chatting. Cool. I like that. What about Julio? How did the reunion with your broken suit? How's that go?
I believe we would find Julio with Rocket Raccoon. He stayed with the at Nowhere, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
He's actually the leader of the official Guardians of the Galaxy team. You got.
But I think we would both be looking over my suit, and I would be like complaining about his giant oafish fingers doing the repairs.
Shut up,
as
short
we were both
stuff.
like working on it.
Nice. Yeah, he's got like a little hydro spanner looking thing, and he's trying to reconnect some wires as you angrily tell him that he's doing it wrong, and he angrily tells you don't know anything.
Nuance. It's you can't just slam that giant thing you call a screwdriver in. To the left.
Yeah. What about Sir Balin?
I think Sir Balin would he goes to the bar because he does remember, taverns of old. But he obviously does not drink.
He does not drink wine.
Does not drink wine. And swap stories with the other people from Nowhere, right? Kind of and I'm angling towards a recover here too.
Ooh, nice. That sounds awesome.
A little bit of
That's great. Let's have you recover then. Go ahead and roll with Stalwart.
Okay. I'm so good at that. Just 2 dice flat. Here we go. That's a 6.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. Hold on just a second. Just to be clear, rules wise, when a scene ends, which we definitely have had that scene end, just a scratch and I'm rattled, you just automatically recover from it. So,
okay.
So you don't, unless you wanted to use recover for something else, that's fine. Everyone should be out of harm at this point.
I don't think mechanically I have any other reason to. So,
okay, cool. So you're swapping stories at Starlin's, which is the comic book name for the bar, and that amuses me enough that it is the name. I think the main Guardians team is here. Adam Warlock is asking a lot of questions. He's drinking milk. It does his body good, he's been told. We're not sure what the milk came from. It is not blue. It is not blue. I'm not crossing the streams. Cool. What about Bug? When you come back to Nowhere, where's the place that Bug enjoys?
So I think what Bug does first of all is he makes sure that the Guinevere gets starts the repairs correctly. oversees just a little bit of that to make sure, yes, someone's handling it. And then he goes and looks for Balin. When he finds Balin in the bar, he sits down and he says, do you think so? You were able to detect the wraith creature.
Yes.
Is that something that you could expound upon so that we could find more of them?
As if they have two bloods in the same body.
So great. Only the people who have, your embarrassing hunger will be able to detect them. That's fantastic.
My embarrassing hunger saved your lives. No, there must be a way that we can develop some sort of scanner.
For now, I'm going to ask you to find each of the crew members that we brought back. I think we left most of the crew back on the rest of the Guinevere.
Mhm.
I'm going to ask you to find the people who just came forward with us and scan them and make sure that they are not wraiths. And then we'll see. Maybe we should bring, Rocket in on this so that he can help build a scanner from your two-blooded information, because those wraiths had it out for us and could be anywhere.
Your suspicions on everyone, Bug. Are they perhaps unfounded? Do you wish to take this victory from Julio? Of having defeated every dire wraith?
I do not. I want to make sure that we have not brought back a contagion to the rest of the Guardians.
As long as it is only that and not your average paranoia, then I will indulge you.
And in the middle of your conversation, Adam Warlock says, I like Cheetos. I'm sorry, I thought we were talking about things we're embarrassed to enjoy. They're very bad for you.
I have not tried these Cheetos. Have you, Bug?
No, Cheetos are not on the list of things I have tried.
Well, they are bad for you.
He turns and he opens up a pouch and he pulls out this like crumpled bag of Cheetos and he'll hand them across the table as if they are extremely precious and important to him.
There are times I do not miss food.
Oh, right.
I think Bug will take a bite and be like, this is a mighty gift.
I'm glad that you liked the last of my Cheetos, which I've obviously given to you.
Where can we get more?
Erp. Or counter Erp, which has been destroyed.
Erp. We will look at this Erp place and find them.
I used to have access to more, but now Peter Quill is... He called it a walkabout. I don't entirely understand it. He said he had to find himself. I offered him a mirror. That did not help.
These things do not make sense because you can walk anywhere and you can see yourself anywhere. I do not understand, but
I agree with you completely, Bug. That's why I've given you the last of my Cheetos. Unless you're done.
oh, I am done.
Oh, well then I will take them off your hands so you do not have to deal with throwing away the last remnants of the Cheetos.
I am off to scan Julio then.
Nice. So we will cut to Edgar after, like, as you finish up, do you finish up at the bar? Like, is that the last part of your tour? So Bug is there, or do we pick up somewhere else?
Yeah, the bar works. Yeah, we can end up there.
Ah, you want me to get you drunk, I see. I'm fit for the task. You see that Sir Balin is taking his leave, and Adam Warlock is engorging on the last of the Cheetos. So there is only Bug from your immediate crew, but there are other members of the Lady Guinevere around. As you approach the table, Edgar, Adam Warlock says, "Tell me more, Bug, of these wraiths that you fought."
I do not know much. They had the power to manipulate others' minds and look like others. For all I know, you could be one of them. Are you one of them?
Yes. Wait, no. No, I'm good and true. I'm a member of the Guardians, just like you. How would I
Good.
know if I'm a dire wraith? The answer's still
They
no.
they didn't seem to be confused about it. It was more causing confusion for everyone else.
Oh, good. I do not feel like a dire wraith, so obviously I am not one. But if I need to go through some kind of test to prove that I am not a dire wraith, I will do so. Unless it's painful. Then we'll have to talk about it.
Well, they did like turn to dust when they went down, so chopping a piece off of you probably would do it.
I like all of my pieces.
You said you'd take the test.
He holds out a hand, winces, sticks out his pinky, fully ready to have it cut off. What do you do?
I think you passed the test, Bug. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna reach out with a blade and I'm gonna cut, pinprick him, right? And then we'll see that one piece of golden blood, I'm guessing, drip to
Mhm.
the ground and pool, and then test is successful.
He winced just a little bit, but not too much. And then when you say the test is successful, he opens his eyes. He looks at the golden blood. Good. Should I go around and poke everyone on the station?
We shouldn't let anyone else know. This is a secret just between you and me. Because if
Ah,
everyone knows, then anyone who's a wraith will protect themselves.
my mother said I was a fool regarding secrets. So I will say this one to prove her wrong.
It is important, yes, that you keep this secret.
Good. I'm going to go and not tell anyone about this secret. Not even Rocket. Even though
But
he's my leader and I should.
but don't poke anyone unless we tell you to.
I will hold off on poking.
Good, good.
Has Edgar been open to Deathcry's many requests for, but we're going to lie together later, correct?
Sure.
Okay, good deal. Then she'll hang out. Otherwise, she would have gone after Adam Warlock, thinking that he would be an excellent subject for such things. Does Edgar know about Cheetos and stuff like that? Not that he's Adam's leaving, but I am curious. Does Edgar know about Earth things, or is he just happened to
Not
be a
pa-
human clone?
yeah, not particularly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't think he's been to Earth.
Cool. Let's cut to Julio as you're finishing up repairs, and Sir Balin approaches with his ideas. Rocket's there still in the scene, finishing things up. He's like putting the carapace back on of the front part of your ship.
I think I'm sitting in the pilot seat, but it's like opened up, so like there's no glass or visors or anything between me, and I'm like pressing buttons, and the hands are kind of doing weird finger movements.
Oh, nice! Yeah, you're like
Test
testing it out.
mobility.
That's really cool.
Like drawing the assault rifle, doing the kind of RoboCop spin.
I'm telling you, they're Skrulls. You guys could say dire wraith, whatever the hell, but they're Skrulls.
Skrulls don't phase. Do they? The Skrulls start to phase?
I think your ship was on the twitchy. You know what I mean?
The Lady Guinevere is a fine ship.
Skrulls. Little raccoon. Those are the greenish space elves.
Not a raccoon. And yeah, greenish space elves.
No. I've encountered these greenish space elves before. These were not Skrulls.
Oh yeah. I get a carapace back on. Come
on. Before you do, Julio. Bug's anxiety has asked me to scan you and ensure that you are not, in fact, a dire wraith. A changeling.
Now, if I hadn't fought many years against foes that can infect and co-opt one's powers and very being, I would take insults for this. But I will deign to be scanned.
I'm told it doesn't hurt.
I can take it.
Sir Balin pulls out a scanning device, which is very, strange for a knight in shining armor.
I fold my arms and stare right at you as you do it.
Is the scanning device like kind of looks like a little bit like a gun, and it emits a red ray?
I'm trying to think of what we have seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think it says Stark Technologies on the side of it.
Oh Lord.
And it has like lots of little laser points that dance around.
Sweet.
I like to imagine a side-on shot of this scanner that's bigger than Julio.
Yes, yeah.
And he's like almost having a stare-off competition against it as it scans it.
Okay,
Unless
so
we were to put this to a die roll, I'm thinking that Julio is indeed not dire wraith.
That's true. I don't want to put it to a die roll, although I am looking at what would be an interesting way to do it that isn't staring into the abyss, but maybe it is just staring into the abyss. You're the only one who can do it because there is no device that's been created that effectively does it that you know of.
So I'm pretending to scan, but what I'm really doing is staring into
You've got an old
abyss.
Stark phone and you're just you've just switched the flashlight on.
It's
a spectrum analyzer. It will tell you a lot of stuff. It just doesn't confirm magic or sorcerer's intent.
I'm into that. I'm into staring into the abyss is the only real way I can tell.
But I'm also okay with you not having a role to possibly either accuse a PC or not. But I think right now the technology you guys have that you know works is Sir Balin's second sight and his sorceress knowledge. So you, Greg, can make the decision if the Stark Tech Analyzer is a oh shoot, what's the thing where you give somebody a pill but it doesn't actually heal?
Oh,
anybody?
placebo. Yes.
If it's a placebo, or if you genuinely think that it will help.
I think it's a placebo.
That'd be
I'm doing it and looking at Julio in the sort of blood red vision that you can kind of not maybe see a little bit. His eyes flash a little red. But Julio is totally fine.
cool.
Do I see this flashing of red in the eyes?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's unmistakable.
You know I have very little blood.
Indeed, you do.
Everything about you's really little. Rocket says,
As it
because
is
Rocket's
for you.
enjoying having someone smaller than him around.
Yes. I am pleased to say that you both are not changed.
Well, listen, if you really think these dire wraiths are in here and nowhere, it's either going to make you really friggin' tired, or we're going to have to find some other way to keep ourselves safe. We had this problem before on Nowhere, before you guys came along with Skrulls, and it turned out that it was really like not aggressive Skrulls, but these refugees who Cosmo was hiding, and it got into a whole thing, and we almost got into a fight, but then we made up later. And by made up, I mean Cosmo apologizes to me. That's how I remember it.
Well, the dire wraiths appear, at least to my vision, to have two bloods in them at the same time. The blood of themselves, and I assume the blood of the host that they are mimicking. Perhaps you can develop some sort of device.
And I'll do a little bit of research.
Carpet on first, carpet on first, please. I will be equipped for this coming fight.
Listen, we had this conversation about you being in charge before, Julio, and it was a hard pass. So I'm sticking with that answer.
Well, fine. You can blunder through without my assistance. The cockpit thing of...
I love the dramatic sigh. So good. All right, dire wraiths.
How are you going to make this tracking device for us?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Keeps Nowhere safe. It'd be better if it were a gun. I'm better at making guns.
Now I can move around. I like stand next to Surveillance. Like he's a dramatic one, isn't he?
He's in charge.
I know.
He'll ignore. I'm ignoring that because you're not in charge. You're just jealous.
Now, where's that bottle? And I'm starting to root behind the seat. Yeah. Good year.
I was speaking to Golden Mantillo, Julio, and
Yeah, the Asgardian.
No. The Asgardians wear funny hats. Now the Golden Mateo said that something about you firing on our own ship
to avoid the race taking control of the ship because they were heading for the cockpit. Obviously, they wanted to take control of the ship. I took that away from them before they could. Well, it seems
causing it to blunder into the ship of and I apologize that the Shira,
Warbird.
Yes, the causing it to blunder into the Shira Warbird, sending us all reeling and causing us to evacuate.
As opposed to firing on the Shira Warbird with full capabilities of the Lady Guinevere.
There may have been other ways to solve it, Julio. I just think that's what.
And in the few seconds I had, I took the most expedient.
Rocket ambles out. He's busy thinking about this dire wraith 2 blood equation thing, and also he doesn't care about your little squabble.
In my many years on the battlefront, I have learned to follow my instincts. and
yes.
I am still with us, proving
I'm sure there
seems
were
correct.
many wonderful songs sung of Julio the Brave shooting up the computer console.
I'm not saying it's one of my greatest achievements.
Oh, how he shot the computer! And Sir
I'm
Balin just
beginning to
sort of
believe you're mocking me, sir.
just leaves as he's singing this song.
And
So mean.
Julio kind of follows along. It's just like,
Oh,
yeah.
that's a good scene. That was great. Wow. Did we engage any moves there? I don't think we did, but I'm just double checking because I think you guys were hitting some hooks, but I don't think you were
Oh, for
necessarily.
sure.
Back downtime. Is
I
this
think
a
at the end
downtime thing?
we can
Is that
talk
a
about
thing?
renegotiating our hooks, I think is basically.
When your crew spends time relaxing after a contract or cooped up in your ship while traveling between stars, each player describes the work on a project, confront a crew member with a grievance, or okay, yeah. Not sure if that counts.
Oh, do we want to engage the ship payment mission
Oh,
complete?
yes, we should do that. Thank you for the reminder. Your crew successfully completed a mission and you're debriefed by your superiors. Roll with rank. Your rank starts off at a flat. Who are we saying is the leader of this
I
crew?
think we debriefed Rocket.
Yeah, you debriefed Rocket. Who makes the roll, I guess, is the question I'm asking. I think it's Edgar this time who gets to make the roll. Because we don't have
Okay.
Brian next session. So Edgar, you get the roll. I think that would be fun. You roll flat, Edgar. Good luck.
Where's the move, by the way?
Oh, the moves
Space.
under ship is ship payment. It's on
Okay. Yeah.
row 40, row 30 and 40 there, 39, 40.
So roll the 7.
Ooh, okay. On a
Jeez.
7 to 9, your work is recognized. Choose 2. And since you made the roll, Brian, you can choose the first, and I think Bug's going to choose the second, if that seems fair. And you can, of course, consult with others if you'd like.
I mean, we described like crashing into the other ships and stuff, but we didn't really mark any damage from that.
True, we did not. That is definitely a thing I should have done.
Do we want to just say we patch up that damage as the
Okay,
first?
sounds good.
I'm fine with that.
I like that. And then Bug, you get the second of the options from ship payment. Mission complete.
Yeah. So, I'm going to ask the table. Do we want something relatively quick, which basically we could take an upgrade or something like that? Or if we want to continue this time on nowhere, I could mark, hey, everybody gets to do the hey big spender move, and then you roll with disposition and you might get gear or something like that. That's what it looks like.
Hey Big Spender is underneath the moves special and calm under commerce moves. Row 26 of moves special and calm. Your disposition is 2.
I think I'm more interested in us getting some new gear for a mission than a shopping scene, but
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that this would be sort of like you go out and party. The hey big spender would be more like
yeah. Okay.
you have but it does look like it's mostly buy stuff.
Yeah, it's buy a gear.
Okay. So let's see, back to the ship. There was something on here about you requisition an upgrade for your ship. So let's just requisition an upgrade. Are those listed somewhere?
Let's see.
Oh,
Yes,
Creation
Creation 3.
3.
Yes, thank you.
I saw something silent running. That's a stealth system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. So that we can, especially since we've run into problems with the Wraith and they tried to board our ship. Whenever we leave, we'll turn on this so that we won't be attacked in the back. Yeah, in the background.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Go ahead and add that module. If you need help, ask somebody. Otherwise, you can just grab it.
It's already listed,
Oh, it is? I didn't.
so I think that.
Yeah, it is right there.
I threw it in there.
Thank
Okay,
you.
perfect.
Anonymous Ifrit is how you're represented. Cool. What about Edgar? As they're working on upgrades for the ship, do we skip past you fulfilling your duty to Deathcry?
My diplomatic mission.
Yeah, it's your
Does
diplomatic mission.
me and Balin's argument / bantering just pass by a window of a silhouette and some noises for,
Exactly that.
before fading to later?
She's a little bit of a wham bam, thank you, sir. So once you're done, she's probably smokes a death stick, and then it needs to meet up with the rest of the Shi'ar. How is Edgar afterwards? What was it like? Was it just perfunctory? Was it feral? Was it interesting? Was it intimate?
Yeah. What is Edgar afterwards? I mean, she seems pretty wild and powerful, so I think he's pretty drained afterwards.
That seems on point.
Yeah. It
So
was
it's
almost more than he could handle, but he made it. He made it through.
fresh scratches along your back. She slapped you a couple times, called you names.
Got to go get all the stitches redone that I just had done.
Exactly. She'll toss a few space credits on the nightstand to pay to get you healed up. And then she'll say, "Well, maybe the next time I'm nowhere, I'll look you up, Edgar. It was fun.
See you around the galaxy."
You're excellently passive. Don't ever change." And then she takes off to reconnoiter with the rest of her Shi'ar crew so that they can get back to the Empire and finish up whatever nefarious mission they were on that was interrupted by dire wraiths. That will not come back in this Guardians of the Galaxy series, but might show up again later. So, cool. With our remaining time, was there anything anyone else wanted to do on Nowhere?
If there's a montage of just moments,
Mhm.
I think there would be a little how would I be somewhere? I think somewhere out of view. Julio has got his like a little whip coil, which is actually his level up. His what is it called? His heavy arsenal.
Oh,
which is the Broodbane. Which is a little tiny, a very, 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 very thin nano whip thing, but can extend, and he'll be like, there'll be bottles or something lined up, and he'll be whipping them and doing training. doing martial movements as he's.
That's awesome.
And like misses one and cuts through the whole, rail, and by mistake retracts the weapon, goes up somewhere else, puts down the wine glass.
No one will make note of that.
Yeah.
No one saw it. You're not getting in any trouble, obviously. Cool. Anyone else have any upgrades, cutscenes they'd like to knock out before we move on? Okay. Hearing nothing, I will assume we are good to move on to our next mission. So the mission that Rocket gives you guys, the crew of a Lady Guinevere, is, so I did a bunch of research on these dire race, and it turns out that there's a group called the Galadorians, and they tussled with these guys long time back, and I've been able to find some information on where Galador was located. It's a little fuzzy, so I'm gonna send you guys out to a part of the galaxy that seems like it lines up. And he'll bring up the map, and he says, "It's over here, not far from the Kree, in this bit of Dead Man Zone. It's somewhere near the Milky Way. I'm sure it'll be fine. Here are the coordinates, and I trust you, Bug, to make sure that you guys get there. You need to find the Galadorians in order to get some information to help you and us make sure that we're free of die race." Any questions?
How is... I don't trust anyone. How is your detector coming along?
Terrible.
Can you give us any more information on the Galadorians? Like contacts? Do we have any direct contacts with them that we can leverage?
Yeah, kinda. So there's a few. They had these guys named Space Knights. There's one named Starshine, another named Firefall. There's no named Rom, and then one named Terminator, but not like the movie Terminator. It's different Terminator, I guess.
One of Quill's moving adventures.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So they are their guardians. Should we recruit them?
Yeah, if you can. And I'll drop into chat the Space Knights. Oddly enough, the one called Terminator, that we'll change it for, because it's it's MCU, so we can change it. But Terminator, the Space Knight Terminator, was also known as Balin. And now we know where you got your think.
Do these space knights hold themselves to a creed?
That's what it says. They hunted down these dire wraiths, and it's a little confusing. There's something about the Galador is destroyed, and another about the Galador sent them out to protect this planet. I'm not sure. But their first Space Knight was a guy named Rom.
Well, we have a mission. We have a ship repaired. I for one am ready.
Yeah, I think we should head out.
Nice. Oh, weird. In that one little listing, it didn't list ROM's a space knight. It's also and also. So I didn't grab that. Cool. You guys head out, and I definitely wanted to engage that. Wasn't there a ship move about time together? I like that one. Where is it? Crew quarters? No. Where is that one? You read it out just a minute ago. Where
Oh,
was it?
were you thinking of the downtime move
Maybe I was.
in the special and
Oh,
comms?
thank you. Downtime move, downtime move. Crew back in town, downtime. Spends time relaxing after contract. Cooped up in your ship while traveling between stars. That's the part. Yeah, cool. So here's what we're going to do. I'd like to make space for an off ramp for Brian's character, and also hit this downtime, which is you guys cooped up in your ship while traveling between stars towards the area of Galador, trying to find these space knights. So let's lead off with Bug. What do we see? So if you look at the move special and comms downtime, it starts on row 21. Just each player describes how they spend their downtime, shows a short scene or vignette related to it. The SM or another player not in the scene may ask you questions about your downtime. Answer them. If you work on a personal project, mark a tick on it. No one's defined one, but you can do so here. Confront a crew member with a grievance or disagreement. You can each write a hook related to the outcome. Spend time getting closer to a crew member, and you may each choose to heal one stress or have advantage going forward. And then you don't have to worry about this burning fuses, which is advancing the ship clock and payment, stuff like that. So don't worry about that. That's a note for the Space Master. What about Bug for downtime? What do we see?
So I think that Bug, goes about some maintenance, gets used to the new controls that are present on the Guinevere, and I think he's in his quarters, and you can see Bug gets a little restless, and he gets up and he goes and he searches out Sir Balin. Where do you think I would find Balin, Greg?
Sir Balin is entranced by the new slip drive stealth device that has been installed. It's elegant and shiny.
So I think we go back and we find that new, we're looking at that new technology. I think it probably. Do you think it's a box?
I was imagining like a long corridor down the middle of the ship, that has like, when you don't know what to do, go blue. Like these blue arcs sort of spiraling around the outside of a cylinder.
And I think that I come up and I say, so you're looking at our new upgrade, are you? I wanted to talk to you about what happened back on the Shi'ar ship. You seem to lose control, and that's not something the team can deal with. What kind of protection have you put in place so that you don't lose control again? Because this is probably a key mission with the Galadorians, and we don't want to give a bad impression. We were lucky enough that we could convince the Shi'ar that we were friendly.
My gift and curse is both things. It was unfortunate that at that time it was a curse. We are fortunate to have the page Edgar with us. His abilities of persuasion are noble, are vast. But I see the danger in it too, Bug. I do.
And what solutions do you think you have? Because we won't have Edgar forever.
Well, it is fortunate, Bug, that both yourself and Julio seem incompatible with my hunger.
I'm not worried as much about self-preservation as I am worried about the success of the mission. I mean, if you can't control it, then maybe someone else needs to control it.
You have a proposition?
Not one that I'd like to discuss. I'd rather this control came from you.
I have dealt with it a long time, if that is any consolation. Sir Balin is not going to give you any peace and comfort, is he?
Oh. Is there a move here or something? Social move.
Danced up to intimidate. You also could manipulate, which gives you some currency to try to.
I've
rather
actually
neg-
thought about touching you and using suggestion, but I don't count you
Ooh.
as a weak-willed living being. So,
I'd rather right now. I think I'd rather just continue with the discussion, and if we need to come to mechanics, we can do that. Well, Sir Balin, the only solution I can really provide that I can consider, that I can think of, is one that would incapacitate you if such a thing happened. And I don't think that's one that either of us, any of us, want to deal with. It's this hunger. It's a challenge.
it is indeed. But behold the wizardry in front of us. Gestures at the stealth drive. Perhaps there is something else that can fix my curse.
I think fixing your curse is a large ask. I'm looking for it not jeopardizing the mission. I think that's a much smaller ask.
Have you considered, Bug, that perhaps in your own way you jeopardize the mission?
Only in the way that any of us are fallible. I can say most recently, none of us attacked the innocents.
It was unfortunate, and I do regret it.
I understand, and I'm not asking for, I don't know. I am not here to pass judgment or anything. I am only here to try to make sure that the task at hand is successful.
As am I.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad we had this discussion. We should consider it whenever the topic comes up again.
If you need to immobilize me or otherwise incapacitate me, Bug, I will not hold it against you. Or Julio. Or Edgar.
I'm not certain that we can. That's part of the concern. I think this is something you have to do.
Nice. That's a good scene. Do you guys want to rewrite your hooks?
I actually don't have a hook
Oh,
for Bug,
well then
so I would
maybe you
love to
should.
add one.
Yeah, you should for sure. That there's definitely a hook worthy moment that happened there.
So the hook that I have is Sir Balin's vampiric past paints a target on our back. I'll make them leave it behind. And I think I'll modify that to I'll help them with their struggle.
It seems appropriate. You
Or
tried to get him to leave it behind and he didn't.
Yeah, I understand their struggle better. Yeah.
Nice. And then, Julio, what about your downtime?
Hmm. Possibly he needs to. Would it work to confront the other three on this whole who's in charge deal?
Mm.
Possibly over dinner. But all sit around the kind of imagine something a slightly more sterile kind of firefly kitchen thing.
Yeah, I like that.
But like with the cooking stuff is around the dining area. Like
And are you drinking when this begins? When this confrontation over who's the leader begins?
yes. Now, gentlemen, this is a sore subject, but I think we need to establish that there has to be a ranking member on this ship. And as the longest serving on the battlefront, I think we can all agree it should be me. Now, of course, Sabalen is a fine warrior, but he does have the issue, which I think sadly recuses you of the role.
Am I only being recused because if we're judging by time on the battlefield, I was doing it when you were before you were born.
As may be, but we can't overlook your other issue, can we? And Bug, you're a fine fellow, but a little naive, perhaps, for leadership. And Edgar, grizzled Edgar, you have a way with words, and you are disposable as a clone, so we can replace you if need be, which is a plus. But
I mean, as far as
I
I know,
don't think
you
your
don't.
leadership.
As far as I know, you don't have access to my supply of my brothers. But look,
so it would be a
this we'll go to the store. Sorry. Sorry. Look, we're not aboard one of your warships, so you can call yourself whatever you want, but I know I'm not taking orders from you.
And who will you take orders from? Because that way leads chaos.
I do agree with the page, Sir Edgar. This is not a warship. We are a ship of mercy. We do diplomatic. We do humanitarian missions.
And I had to fight
this is
off
not a
all
war.
the race single-handedly with nary a hand beside me because there was not a clear chain of command. If I was in charge, one of us would have been left on the ship. I would have gone and done most of the combat anyway, but there would have at least been a second pair of hands. My my beautiful Carpes would have been unharmed. That poor Asgardian pilot would have been unwounded.
I must say again that Gunnar is not Asgardian. That is a different crew member. Bug,
Yeah.
what say you? You have been quiet.
My statement is that I have found that the best leaders are the ones who do not seek the position or who are reluctant to take the position. However,
Myself then. I am reluctant, but I will take on this burden.
Julio's leadership is unproven.
My many years of battlefield experience, I believe I've
Again,
mentioned
we are a
it at least
humanitarian
once
vessel.
before.
This is not battle.
And where are we going now?
I do agree that in battle, you should go first.
Agreed.
I will.
So
I will
excellent.
follow behind you.
Excellent.
In battle.
So, in battle, I will take command, and for negotiations and sundry, you may delegate that amongst yourselves. I'm glad we could have this productive meeting, and how very civil of you. Yes. So I am battlefield command. You do the other stuff. Now, where's that bottle?
I have mixed feelings about how this went, but it does seem like the conversation's over. And
Julio kind of just walks off, just kind of.
I don't want to jeopardize
that. Conversation done. But you obviously may continue.
I'm concerned he sees everything as a battlefield.
Yeah, but I mean, he can issue commands. It's up to us if we follow or not.
We work better together, so it's probably to our advantage. And in order to succeed as a group, if Julio at least thinks he's in charge.
Agreed.
I don't know that there's anything we could do to make him not think he's in charge. So
I think the only thing that's changed is that Julio thinks he's in charge again. Lovely.
So I added, are we done? Was there anything else anyone had? I added a hook for that, which was Julio's battlefield leadership is unproven to us. I'll make sure they don't get us killed.
Oh.
Great. That's delightful. That's a great hook. You are the hook master.
I stole them all from Impulse Drive. I made like a little Google Drive thing of all the hooks, and I was looking through them to see which ones were good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh no, I mean I came up with all of that on my own.
Oh, that's much better and more impressive. Before I was a little disappointed that you but now I'm impressed again. Good job. Any other hooks that folks want to create?
I've added everyone understands who's in charge now. No worry there.
I'd love to have a scene with Edgar, actually.
Ooh, yes.
Kind of dig into this final hook here of Edgar has a destiny, and I must make them see and commit to it. Sir Edgar, I couldn't help but notice that you and Deathcry spent some time together on Nowhere.
Yeah, it's good to have friends in as many places as you can make.
And you are a clone, which is different from a shapeshifter, different from a changeling, I am told.
Yeah, I got a lot of brothers, I got a lot of fathers. They all are pretty similar to me. That's all.
You are young, Edgar. You must go out and seek life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I've been doing.
Here we are. I need a destiny for you, Edgar. Oh. So many brothers. Must bring a great honor to your family name.
Yeah. Honor is not really the family business. I don't know. I don't know if running around with the Guardians is exactly what they were hoping I'd be up to out here. But
But by working with us, you give them great honor and great purpose.
yeah. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how we do it. Is we go out on our own for a bit and get all the honor and that we can and bring it back to the family when we're ready.
I have a gift for you, Edgar. He pulls out a blade. A token of honor for your family. For the fight we have just done.
You might have to teach me how to use this thing.
Well, this pointy end thing goes in the other person. It's easy.
All right. Sure. Yeah, that could come in handy, I guess.
Someday, Sir Edgar, and he grabs Edgar's hands, you will be a knight like myself. Like, as he says, like myself, probably you see the vampiric teeth are sticking out. Whether or not you really want this destiny or not.
Is that cut?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
think
the
that's
scene?
a good scene. Yeah.
I think that's the scene. Yeah. Do you? Unfortunately, we'll not worry about if a new hook comes because the Brian will not be able to join us next week. So yeah, but if that were a thing that could generate a hook, then one would be generated. So Brian, let's give you a little bit of space here with the last bit of the session. Do you have any ideas for an epilogue?
I mean, I love the idea that this is Wraith version of Edgar right now.
Oh.
So really the epilogue would just be like, I guess the question is, does the Wraith always kill whoever they're like then copying, or could he just be
He could totally be
they
back on.
just yeah, so maybe we see he got just like knocked off a platform and unconscious somewhere like as the ship was taking off.
And he has the sword that was gifted him.
Yeah, so the sword now has been given to this Wraith.
So do you think
instead of the real?
So you said that Sir Balin, or I'm sorry, you said that Edgar had been knocked off and was lying someplace. Do you think that's on the Shi'ar ship or on Nowhere, or?
Yeah, where do we lose? How long's he been gone?
I was picturing it on Nowhere.
Okay.
As you guys were leaving, this Wraith like took his place. How much to the Wraiths are able to like have the knowledge of the person they're impersonating? Because like
that's a great question. I it's fuzzy in the Space Knight lore, so I think on one hand I want them to be good doppelgangers. On the other hand,
if they can't, if this Wraith is familiar with another clone of Edgar's, all of that information about his family they could know that way.
Cool. I like that. I like that. So he's used his sorcerer's powers to learn about the imprint of, but he doesn't know you as a person just knows your like genetic history.
Yeah, maybe that's why it's this wraith is opening up more about the family, is because that's what they know about. They don't actually know about their relationships with these other crew members so much.
Oh, that's awesome. I like it. Cool. That's great. With our remaining time, let's go through the cliffhanger questions. When you reach the end of an episode, go through the following. Each player takes a turn looking over their hooks. If the table if there are any hooks that you feel impacted the events of the character, suggest it, and we'll have you mark XP. Unless it's preposterous, then we'll chuckle and still let you mark XP, but probably make jokes at your expense. No, that's not at all what the rule says. I'm just being silly. So let's start from the right-hand side of the keeper, Sir Balin. Look at your hooks. Did you have any hooks that you feel affected play or impacted your character?
I mean, like pretty much every single one of them now.
I know.
So I just get 1 XP for all of them, right?
No.
For having a hook. Do I get 1 XP for having a hook, or do I get
You get 1 XP for. So the way it works is if at least one hook affected, you mark XP.
Yeah, and definitely I was supposed to be a bastion of peace and wisdom, but I cannot let go of my thirst for action and blood. That was probably the biggest one. So just to put a note on it.
Love it. Cool. Then let's move from right to left. Then Bug, did you have any hooks that affected play? And if so, which ones?
So yeah, I think so. Hooks like Sir Balin's vampiric past we dealt with in a scene. Being suspicious of everyone and I can't let a secret stay unknown is another. And then adding the hook with Julio. Yeah, I think all of them.
Cool. Mark an XP. Then Julio.
I think I ranted about most of the my hooks in my bid for leadership.
Yes, this was great. Really loved that scene. Good. So mark an XP as well. And then, not that you can spend it, but Brian, for Edgar, did you have any hooks that affected play?
Sir Balin is an easy mark. I mean, even if it was a Wraith version, that was definitely how I was playing that.
There you go.
Conversation at the end. Julio isn't the leader anymore, came up.
Oh, it did. Yes.
And I guess attracted to folks who are bad for me.
That's true.
Yeah.
All of those. All right, mark an XP. Cool. I got some questions for everybody to discuss here. Did you complete a mission or contract? Yes. Everyone gets to mark an XP. Did you learn something new and important about the universe?
Cheetos are delicious.
There we go.
I think we learned we had the no, we learned that last session. Go ahead.
I was going to say this whole mission to the Galadorians, this is an unknown threat, and we found out that there are other people fighting them. We have potential allies.
Yeah. There's battle that's going on that we didn't know about in the galaxy.
Excellent. I'm glad for that. Mark an XP. And then the third and final, was there a big moment that hinged on a crucial role?
I don't remember the piloting role where we had been rolling terribly for a while, and then it was boxcars. That was Steven, right?
Yeah, it was Steven.
Also, there was the not being killed by Shiar because of a blood-sucking faux pas.
Oh,
that was important.
We were never really in any danger there.
It seemed like there were a number of critical roles that then came out to be fails, and we were like, oh no. Yeah. And we had to work our way out of it.
The dice did not love you guys, although the dice really wanted a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of moments. Sweet. Good work. So I've got a few burns and ticks that I will definitely do this time instead of saying I was going to do and not doing last time. So let's go through. We're going to do stars and wishes. We start with wishes so that we can end with stars. Brian, even though you won't be here for the final session, do you have any wishes you want to throw out there that I have to fulfill for them?
Oh,
things you can inflict on us.
No, what do you want to inflict?
I mean, Wraith Edgar's a pretty good cliffhanger. I don't want him just going down, in the first 2 seconds of the next session. He's gotta stick around for at least a little while. Cause some problems.
I'm sure he'll help us make friends with this whole planet of enemies, right?
Yeah.
Wraith Edgar troubles. So noted. I am into that. Cool. Then who else has wishes?
I think we're going there, but I certainly would like to see Sir Balin interacting with the Space Knights and being confused that they are knights in space. They're space knights, not knights in space, or whatever it is. Finding some modern squabble about what exactly they are, and if they're not true knights or something.
Awesome. That's a good one. Alex or Steven?
I'm going to take one from the chat, which is I would like to be accused of drunkenness. So there was a threat of that, and I would like,
All right. Steven.
So I can't actually think of many that haven't already been mentioned. Like, I really like the idea that Wraith Edgar, becomes an enemy and is revealed to us. I really like that idea, and it sounds like that's already going to happen. So that sounds good. Yeah.
Yay. Cool. All right, Steven, you went last with wishes. You get to go first with stars. Did you have any stars from the session?
Yeah, I mean, there were so many fantastic scenes that were really, really good and, helped lean into the comic book tropes. Like, Julio, like, I need to take the hurt guy that I accidentally shot back to the infirmary. Oh, and I can't leave the controls here, so I'll just blast them anyway, right? That was kind of a Han Solo move, right?
It
So,
was.
yeah.
Not that we're
And
doing Star Wars stuff, but yes.
exactly. And the whole interaction, I really appreciate, Greg, you letting me lean into, pushing on Sir Balin for his vampiric nature. And, Brian, I really love I didn't even see it coming that maybe Sir Edgar or the Edgar was a wraith until you mentioned it. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yay. Cool. Adam. Alex. It was Adam
That's me.
Warlock. I had a note for Alex with Adam Warlock. Sorry. Alex.
Yeah. Well, actually, I will say I really enjoyed the Adam Warlock cameo, especially the sticking the hand out, ready to have it hacked off.
Yeah.
That was very enjoyable. I'm going to ditto the. I think that's Edgar's send off of it being a wraith is just a really nice. That's a really good way of bowing out and just throwing a grenade into the story. I love that. Yeah. I do enjoy. I find Bug seems to be the kind of, not that he's like a normal person, but I feel like he is lone amongst a load of madmen, and I enjoy his having to deal with that. And I enjoy Sir Balin as being a fellow madman.
Yes. We're all mad here. That's true. Cool. Thank you, Alex.
Oh, one last thing is the fact that I quite liked that we managed to retroactively fix the the pilots not actually being Asgardian and actually just it became just got rolled in to the
Oh, Alex, you're
fiction.
killing me with that. That was so funny. I really appreciate that you ran with that.
Because
It was very funny.
I thought it was an Asgardian pilot in the fiction, and I was like, oh, and then it got corrected in the chat. Like, oh, actually, that's really works.
Yes,
And it's very Guardians of the Galaxy. Like they ran into that problem all over and over with the Ravagers.
Mm-hmm.
Where they call them the wrong names and stuff. Yeah.
That was perfect. That was really, really funny. Brian, did you have any stars?
Yeah, I mean, just echo what everybody's already saying. You know, some of the best moments I think have already been mentioned. So yeah, I would just say, yeah. I just wanted to be clear. Rich in the chat said that Edgar could be a wraith. That was his suggestion. I just want to make sure everyone knows that was his idea. But yeah, I fully endorse it.
It was partnership because I tried to suggest it early on as soon as it popped in my head so that you could try to work it in, and I totally saw wraithiness in the last scene there. So I was very excited that you accepted that offer. Greg, what about you? Did you have any stars?
I really enjoyed our conversation where Julio was reconvinced that he is in charge, and then we all like sat around and went, so nothing's changed, right? Okay, nothing's changed. We're all good. Still just, we're all still on the level playing field. That was very enjoyable. And Rich, I very much enjoyed your Rocket Raccoon. That was a good Rocket Raccoon. So
Thank you. I'm very happy to hear that. I always get nervous with existing characters.
yes, yeah.
It's always nerve-wracking. So glad you liked it. Awesome. Well, that will bring this session to a close. I'll appreciate everybody's participation. Brian, it was a pleasure to have you for a couple sessions. Thank you for coming on and resuming the pristine line in Impulse Drive with me. So that was awesome. And with that, we'll bring the recording to a close. Thank you all.